Right, pull starts. Now, those of you who bash in dirt, sand and other bits of gritty places, which no doubt you are, and you don't have an outside filter for these things, then chances are you're going to have to do this sooner or later. And what happens is dirt and grit get caught inside the whole mechanism and just makes a big mess of it. And symptoms of that are pulling it and it stays out, or pulling it and it takes a little while to get in with a lot of grinding and all those sounds going on. Or the worst case scenario, you pull it and it snaps. But don't cry, not the end of the world, it can be fixed. Now, first thing you have to do is take it off, of course, just the 4 bolts, very easy to take off. I had to very quickly put mine back together on the weekend, and that's the result of it flapping, so this time we'll do it properly. Now, a lot of people are turned off by doing this sort of work because there is a spring inside there, a big spring, and in worst case scenarios it can come flying out, but you can get them back in. It's not hard, there is a certain technique to it, but in most cases they won't come out. So first thing you got to do is take the screw out. Now this screw sometimes is very, very difficult to get it out. The easiest way to do it is to get yourself a decent screwdriver, one that isn't worn. You don't want one that Grandpa's dad used back in the 1920s or whatever, because no doubt it will be worn. Even though it might look alright, it probably is worn. So the easiest way to tell if you've got a good screwdriver or not, put it on like that, just give it a slight wiggle, a little bit of vibration, and it shouldn't fall off. So that's the screwdriver to use. That's how you test. Get a nice tight fit in there. So put it on a hard surface, don't grab it hard, just grab it to stop it from turning. Put as much weight down on there as you possibly can and just turn it. And out it comes. Just take the screw out, put it to one side. There's a little washer in there with a little square bit in the centre. Put it beside the screw. Now there is another funny little washer type thing in there. Put it beside your washer. And there's a spring just under that. Just a little one, that's not the main spring. And then there's this part here. Now this is the part that throws out and catches your flywheel. I'll simulate a broken cord. There we go. It's wound all the way in. Cord's broken, so let's fix it. Right, by rights, if you tip this upside down, just gently pull that away, just gently. Check it. Your spring should stay intact. Now that's your spring there. But make sure, and if that does come out, as you can see there's a little clip in there, which that end clips into. You just wind it around carefully and push it in and wind it and push it in. Well, it takes a little bit of time, but you'll be okay. Stop your whinging. And this little hook here goes into that little crevice in there. It hooks into it. If you bring one in dirt, chances are around here will just be full of sand and grit and whatever. Maybe if you got an air compressor, blow it out with an air compressor, but when you do all of that, try and keep your thumb on there to get the spring in. So clean all that up. Don't put any grease in there. Grease attracts dirt. You don't want dirt in there, do you? No. This one's pretty clean actually, because I did clean it on the weekend when I went out for a bash, but usually that'll be just chalked up. So give that a wash with warm soapy water as well. Let it dry or blow it out with the air. Let's say the cord's completely out. Tie a knot on that end, like a shoelace knot, so that when you have to take this apart again, because you will, you can just pull the two ends apart rather than cut it shorter. Right, slot that through that hole. No, I didn't clean it too well, did I? Pair of pliers in that end. Pull it through. Now that it's through, just to make doubly sure, put that on there, and you'll know that your rope's supposed to go that way. So that's the way you wind it. So wind that rope around till it can't go any further. which is there, and take it back to that slot. Now hold it in that slot, grasp it like that. Now in that little tab I told you, that has to mount in to that little crevice in there. So make sure it's close enough, line it up, drop it in and turn it around. And just let go a little bit just to make sure it has grabbed, which it has. Keeping your finger on that rope. Right, let it loose. Turn it around. One more turn. Like so. And feed that through there. Pull it out of its slot. Like so. What you want to do is pull it out, hold your thumb on there while the rope's out loose. Tie a knot in it, just very loosely. Double it up if you want it. Or if you've got a pair of vice grips, just grip it lightly. Just so it doesn't pull through that hole. Now, put all the insides back together. In the same order they came out. Usually that first, but check that. It might be stuffed. If it is stuffed, go get a steel one or an aluminium one. I'll drop it in the hole, turn it around until it drops. Next piece is spring. That in the centre, push it all the way down. Next is this funny looking washer. Doesn't matter which way up or which way down. Make sure it's nice and clean. Same deal, push that down onto the spring until it, move it around until it clicks down. Try and hold that one thumb while you're putting that washer on. And line that washer up, like so. Put the screw back in. Now, let's put that back on. Pull it out. Hold it there. Untie this. If you got a second pair of hands, then you'll be one freaky dude. No, if you hadn't have someone giving you a hand on me. Right, untie it, don't let it go. Just poke that through the hole. Tie that knot like a shoelace. If you don't know what I mean, I'll show you. Twist it around. Not all the way through. Like that. Let that slot back into there. Done. With a few pulls, should be fine. Now, when you do take it apart, do inspect your cord, because if it's pretty rough and pretty rugged, then probably going to get some new cord. Any decent mower shop should have them. You don't have to go to any specialty RC shop. Either get some from the mower shop or zip over to the neighbours and pull the cord out on their lawnmower and snip it. And you got one for nothing. Now what you want to do is get some outside filters to cover that. There we go.